Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back. Today we're going to be checking out this month's movie poll winner, and that is When Harry Met Sally. It may be surprising that I've never seen this film, but honestly, growing up, like, these types of movies just simply didn't ever catch my eye. I never really got around to checking it out. Nobody ever sent me down to watch it either. Honestly, it was always one of those movies I had heard about, but just never gave a chance. So here we are to finally do that, and I'm excited to see what this movie is all about. So let's get ready to hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you're a member of the channel, get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire film. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on what movies we react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel, help us do the things we do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. Please leave a like. Drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And with that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into When Harry Met Sally. Okay, Billy Crystal. Meg Ryan. You know, I think the only other, and maybe not even be Billy Crystal, but the only thing I think I've seen with him in it, oh, Carrie Fisher. Okay. City Slickers? I think he was in that. I haven't seen that movie since I was single digits old. I don't remember a whole lot about it. Honestly, I remember the cover art more than I remember the movie at this point. Remember when movies used to have intros, man? I can talk away right now. All the credits are kind of up front. That was indeed Billy Crystal. And while we're at it, Rob Reiner. The only thing I've seen of Rob Reiner's is A Few Good Men. And I don't even think I've seen that whole movie.
I was sitting in a restaurant, and this beautiful girl walked in, and I said, I'm going to marry her. And 2 weeks later, we were married.
Oh, good God.
50 years later, and we are still married.
Aww. Wait, no additional comment there? She's like, yes, we are.
And a telephone.
Get a room. Don't mind me.
Oh, hi, Sally. Sally, this is Harry Burns.
Oh. Oh.
Call me.
I'll call you as soon as I get there.
Oh, call me from the road.
I'll call you before then.
I love you.
Love you. I miss you already. Bye.
Bye.
And that was the last she ever saw of Harry. I thought they were about to hit that blue car. Oh my God. At that angle, it looked so close.
There's a map on the visor that I've marked to show the location.
Did he just pull a fistful of grapes? Yep. What? Did he think that was...
Roll down the window.
Please. What the... God, I remember having to help my mom navigate on our vacations via map. How many of y'all remember actually having to do that before MapQuest and all that?
I mean, nothing's happened to me yet. That's why I'm going to New York.
So something happened to you?
Yes.
Like what?
Like I'm going to journalism school to become a reporter.
So you can write about things that happen to other people.
Oof.
Suppose you lived there your whole life and nothing happens, you never meet anybody, you never become anything, and finally you die, one of those New York deaths that nobody notices for 2 weeks until the smell drifts into the hallway.
Oh my God, he's pleasant.
No, you're probably one of those cheerful people who dots their eyes with little hearts.
I have just as much of a dark side as the next person.
Oh, really?
With the dark side.
When I buy a new book, I always read the last page first. That way, in case I die before I finish, I know how it ends. That, my friend, is a dark side.
Good Lord.
Basically, I'm a happy person, and I don't see that there's anything wrong with that.
Of course not. You're too busy being happy. You ever think about death? I spend hours. I spend days.
And you think this makes you a better person?
I mean, hey, it keeps me up at night sometimes, man.
He wants her to leave. That's why he puts her on the plane.
I don't think she wants to stay.
Of course she wants to
Are they
stay.
debating
Wouldn't you rather
Casablanca?
be with Humphrey Bogart than the other guy?
Yeah. I've never seen that, by the way.
I don't want rather spend the rest of my life in Casablanca, married to a man who runs a bar.
You'd rather be in a passionless marriage
And be the first lady of Czechoslovakia.
than live with a man you've had the greatest sex of your life with just because he owns a bar and that is all he does.
Yes.
I understand.
What? What?
Nothing.
What?
Forget about it.
What? Forget about what?
Obviously, you haven't had great sex yet.
Yes, I have.
No, you
She's like, I'd rather be comfortable than be in love.
Plenty of good sex.
Oof. Oof. Oof.
With whom did you have this great sex?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
Fine, don't tell me.
Shell Gordon.
You did not have great sex with Sheldon.
I did too.
No, you did.
It's all relative, man. If that's all she knows, maybe it was great.
Humping and pumping is not Sheldon's strong suit. It's the name. Do it to me,
Jesus.
Sheldon. You're an animal, Sheldon. Ride me, big Sheldon.
Is he judging this all based on his name? Sheldon used harden.
Oil and vinegar on the side and the apple pie a la mode. But I'd like the pie heated, and I don't want the ice cream on top. I want it on the side, and I'd like strawberry instead of vanilla if you have it.
Okay. I'm picky, but goddamn.
How do you know we broke up?
Because if you didn't break up, you wouldn't be here with me. You'd be off with Sheldon the Wonder Schlong.
First of all, I am not with you.
You are with him. You are in his vicinity on a trip with him.
It was because he was very jealous, and I had these days of the week underpants.
Days of the week underpants.
Yes, they had the days of the week on them, and I thought they were sort of funny. And then one day Sheldon says to me, "You never wear Sunday. Where did I left Sunday?" And I told him, and he didn't believe me.
Okay. Told him what?
They don't make Sunday.
Why not?
Because of God.
So on Sunday, you just go pantyless? That seems kind of counterintuitive to that argument, but hey, man, wow. I mean, so far, this isn't, I don't know what I was expecting, but this has been way more vulgar than I expected so far.
Man, you never said how attractive you were.
Well, maybe she doesn't think I'm attractive.
I don't think it's a matter of opinion. Empirically, you are attractive.
Amanda is my friend.
So?
So you're going with her.
So?
So you're coming on to me.
So?
Can a man say a woman is attractive without it being a come on?
Yes.
I take it back, okay? I take it back.
You can't take it back
Why not?
because it's already out there.
Oh, geez, what are we supposed to do? Call the cops. It's already out there. Let it lie. Want to spend the night in a motel? See what I did? I didn't let it lie.
Harry.
I said I would, and then I didn't.
Harry.
I went the other way.
Harry.
What?
Oh my God.
We are just going to be friends.
Great, friends. It's the best thing. You realize, of course, that we could never be friends. Men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
I don't know that I agree with that completely. I think attraction does initiate a lot of interactions, but...
Because no man can be friends with a woman that he finds attractive. He always wants to have sex with her.
So you're saying that a man can be friends with a woman he finds unattractive?
No, you pretty much want to nail him, too.
Good God.
Well, I guess we're not going to be friends then.
Guess not.
That's too bad. You were the only person that I knew in New York.
My God.
It was nice knowing you.
Yeah.
It was an interesting ride.
Well, have a nice life.
You too.
Get laid.
But then after our junior year, his parents moved away.
But I never forgot her.
You never forgot me.
Aww.
Her face was burned on my brain.
And we both looked at each other, and it was just as though not a single day had gone by.
Aww.
Beautiful as she was at 16.
He was just the same. He looked exactly the same.
That one actually felt like that was mutual. Like, that one we opened 5 years later. That first one we opened up with, like, it just, like, seemed like that was wholly one-sided.
Same way then, but I can't remember.
Hey, look who it is. Wait. Wait. Oh, how the tables have turned.
It's great. I was just walking by and I thought it was you, and there it is. It's you.
Yeah, it was. Oh, Harry, this is Sally Albright.
Well, listen, I got a plane to catch. It was really good to see you, Joe.
You too, Harry.
Bye.
Damn.
Thank God he couldn't place me. I drove from college to New York with him 5 years ago, and it was the longest night of
Couldn't
my
place you, my ass. That was a chess game that happened right there. They were playing chicken and they both lost.
life. Oh, God, I can't remember her name.
Oh, wow.
Don't get involved with me, Joe. I am 26 years old, and I can't even remember the name of the girl I was such good friends with. I wouldn't get involved with her boyfriend.
She remembers all of that, though.
He said that men and women could never really be friends. Do you think that's true?
No,
Do you have any women friends, just friends?
no. But I will get one if it's important to you.
I'll put it out in the paper tomorrow.
I love you.
God, she is still just smiling ear to ear right now. Oh, whoa, what the fuck? They are on the same plane. Are they going back home on the same day? Otherwise, it is pre 9/11, so I was like, maybe he did just that second make a hitch decision to pop on there.
The University of Chicago, right?
Yes.
Did you look this good at the University of Chicago?
Or maybe he doesn't remember, or is he just playing hard to get?
Would you two like to sit together?
Great, thank you.
She was not thrilled about that. He's gotta know, right? It wasn't just like, oh, you look familiar. Maybe he is playing this straight. There's not like an angle to
What do
it.
you mean? I can remember Amanda, right? Amanda Rice.
Reese.
Right, that's what I said. You were really good friends with her. We didn't make it because you were such good friends.
You went with her.
And was it worth it? The sacrifice for a friend that you don't even keep in touch with?
Oh my God.
You're together, what, 3 weeks?
A month. How did you know that?
You take someone to the airport, it's clearly the beginning of a relationship. That's why I have never taken anyone to the airport at the beginning of a relationship. Because eventually things move on, and you don't take someone to the airport, and I never wanted anyone to say to me, how come you never take me to the airport anymore?
What?
Are you gonna marry him?
We have only known each other for a month, and besides, neither one of us is looking to get married.
Hey, that one couple, it was only 2 weeks. That woman definitely doesn't regret it.
You're getting married.
Yeah. What's so funny about that?
Never expected somebody to lock him down.
Yeah, plus, you just get to a certain point where you get tired of the whole thing.
What whole thing?
The whole life of a single guy thing. You decide you like each other enough to move on to dinner. You go dancing, you do the white man's overbite. You have sex, and the minute you're finished, you know what goes through your mind? How long do I have to lie here and hold her before I can get up and go home? Is 30 seconds enough?
Oh my God.
Is that true?
Sure. All men think that. How long do you like to be held afterwards? All night, right? See, that's the problem. Somewhere between 30 seconds and all night is your problem.
What?
I don't have a problem.
I don't know if I've ever had that go through my mind, to be honest. I don't know, man. Then again, I've only had a couple of one-night stands, and some of those made it through the night.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we still have to walk the same direction.
I'll just stop walking. I'll let you go ahead.
We were married 40 years ago. We were married 3 years. We got a divorce. Then I married Marjorie.
Barbara.
Right, Barbara. Then a couple of years later, I ran into her. I was with some girl I don't even remember.
Roberta.
She remembers.
I snuck over to her and I said, what did I say?
You said, what are you doing after?
Right. So I ditched Roberta. We go for coffee. A month later, we're married.
35 years today after our first marriage.
Wow. What? I like the variety.
Why do you go through his pockets?
Aww, 5 years later. They just keep bumping into each other then, I guess.
Point is, he's never gonna leave her. So what else is new? You've known this for 2 years. You're right. You're right. I know you're right.
I'm getting really sad right now, man, seeing Carrie Fisher. Fuck.
Joe and I broke up.
What? When?
Monday.
You waited 3 days to tell Joe's
us?
available?
What the fuck? Aww.
Not that upset. We've been growing apart for quite a while.
But you guys were a couple. You had someone to go places with. You had a date on national holidays.
You did stuff together.
You deserve more than this. You're 31 years old.
And the clock is ticking.
No, the clock doesn't really start to tick until you're 36.
Oof. I'm 36.
Really, Marie? Well, how else do you think you do it? I've got the perfect guy.
A Rolodex. Does she just carry that around? I had a phone book. Not a phone book. Whatever you would call that. Not a phone book proper, but like a book of numbers. That's a full-on, like, thing. I've seen those at offices. Never in someone's purse.
Really? Married.
Oh, she's like saving that for later.
What are you saying? I should get married to someone right away in case he's about to die?
At least you could say you were married.
Wow, that's one way to look at it, I guess.
You'll have to spend the rest of your life knowing that someone else is married to your husband.
Oof. I mean, that does happen sometimes, man, especially if you have that opportunity, but you let it slide. Somebody comes in, scoops them up.
Helen comes home from work and she says, I don't know if I want to be married anymore.
Wow.
And she wants a trial separation. She just wants to try it, she says. But we can still date. Like, this is supposed to cushion the blow.
Wow.
So I don't see where we can still date as any big incentive, since the last thing you want to do is date your wife, who's supposed to love you.
Yeah.
You know what she says? I don't know if I've ever loved you.
Oh, wow. Ever? The entire time. E.
I say, Helen, when did you call these movies? She says, a week ago. You've known for a week and you didn't tell me? And she says, I didn't want to ruin your birthday.
Oh my God. Sounds like something he would have done back in the day.
I can't believe this. I haven't told you the bad part yet.
Wait, we're not even at the worst part?
She's in love with somebody else, some tax attorney. She moved in with him. How did you find out?
The mover?
I followed her. I stood outside the building.
Oh.
Marriages don't break up on account of infidelity. It's just a symptom that something else is wrong.
Well, that symptom is fucking my wife.
That's one way. God.
He just spent $120 on a new nightgown for his wife. I don't think he's ever gonna leave her.
No one thinks he's ever gonna leave her.
Wow. I like how that had to have been a choice. Big and bold letters there. That front cover book on that stand says How Men Feel.
I know him.
Sex and morality. Oh, this had to all be choices.
Harry Burns, he's a political consultant. Also, he's obnoxious.
Well, this is just like in the movies, remember? And the lady vanishes when she says to him, you're the most obnoxious man I ever met.
The most contemptible. Also, he never remembers me.
Sally Albright.
He remembers you every time. Making life right when it feels all wrong.
This is Marie.
Later!
Joe and I used to talk about it, and we'd say, have sex on the kitchen floor and not worry about the kids walking in. We were in the cab playing I Spy, and she said, I spy a family. And I went home and I said, the thing is, Joe, we never do fly off to Rome on a moment's notice.
And the kitchen floor.
Not once. It's just a very cold, hard Mexican ceramic tile.
Wouldn't be very comfortable.
And I said, this is what I want. And he said, well, I don't.
Oof.
And I said, well, I guess it's over. And he left.
Damn. That's rough. But that's what happens when you kind of keep those things at a distance.
At least I got the apartment.
That's what everybody says to me, too. You know, the first time we met, I really didn't like you that much.
Shocker.
You were just so uptight then. You're much softer now.
That's true.
I just didn't want to sleep with you, and you had to write it off as a character flaw instead of dealing with the possibility that it might have something to do with you.
What's the statute of limitations on apologies?
10 years.
Ooh, I can just get it in under the wire.
Aw, cute.
Would you like to have dinner with me sometime?
Oh, she threw it out. Took Carrie Fisher's advice.
Great, a woman friend.
All right, we'll
you may
see
be the first
how that
attractive woman
goes.
I've not wanted to sleep with in my entire life.
Oh, okay.
That's
Never mind.
wonderful, Harry.
Thank you. I guess.
We were both born in the same
In
hospital.
1921.
7 days apart.
In the same hospital.
We both grew up
We
one
both
block
lived
away
in
from each
tenements.
other.
Oh my God.
For a very prominent
As a nurse,
neurologist.
where I had
Dr.
to practice.
Bemelman.
They're saying the same things in different ways.
I wrote up 9 extra flaws just to keep talking to her.
9 extra floors.
That was hard to listen to, but really cute all the same.
Hello? You sleeping?
No, I was watching Casablanca.
Of course.
Now you're telling me you would be happy with Victor Laszlo than with Humphrey Bogart?
When did I say that?
When we drove to New York.
I never said that.
Oh, you 100% said that. Oh,
Have you been sleeping?
wow.
Because I haven't been sleeping. Buenos dias, Senor Kleber. ¿Dónde está Wallace y Theodore?
Reading Misery. Nice. Now that's what I have seen.
Well, that's the good thing about depression. Get your rest.
I'm not depressed.
Okay, fine.
I don't know, man. When I have my waves of depression, I have trouble even sleeping.
I miss her.
I don't miss him. I really don't.
Not even a little?
I miss the idea of him.
Maybe I only miss the idea, fella. No, I miss the whole Ellen.
He's like, come on, problem solved. And the split screen. They're both watching it together.
An LM, definitely.
Which one am I?
You're the worst kind. You're high maintenance, but you think you're low maintenance.
I don't see that.
Waiter, I'll begin with the house salad, but I don't want the regular dressing. I'll have the balsamic vinegar and oil, but on the side. And then the salmon with the mustard sauce. But I want the mustard sauce on the side. On the side is a very big thing for you.
Well, I just want it the way I want it.
I know. High maintenance.
Exactly. That was his point.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Thank you, movie.
I'm definitely coming down with something. Probably a 24-hour tumor they're going around.
You don't have a tumor.
How do you know?
If you're so worried, go see a doctor.
Dude, I say that shit all the time.
Nothing.
Yep.
Will you be able to sleep?
If not, I'll be okay.
What'll you do?
I'll stay up and moan. Maybe I should practice now.
Good night, Harry.
Good night.
Cute. No, he actually is. We are still here. She can still hear him. Oh my God. Somebody gonna call somebody back? Or... Okay. What the fuck?
I've nailed the compulsory, so this is it, the finals. I got a 9-8 from the Canadian.
That's a look.
And my mother, disguised as an East German judge, gave me a 5-6. Must have been a dismount.
I immediately thought of Rebecca Ferguson from Dr. Sleep, though.
Faceless.
Faceless guy, okay. Then what?
He rips off my clothes.
Then what happens?
That's it.
Okay. And it stops.
A faceless guy rips off your clothes, and that's the sex fantasy you've been having since you were 12.
Well, sometimes I varied it a little.
Which part?
What I'm wearing.
Huh. Okay. I don't know what to do with that information. Anytime I have a dream that verges on something like that, it always ends just before the thing starts to happen. Like before the initiation, like the lead up, the foreplay, all of it. But once you get to the act is about to begin, always wake up.
Too much pepper.
On my paprikash.
On my paprikash.
But I would be proud to partake of your pecan pie.
No.
But I would be proud.
But I would be proud.
To partake.
To partake.
Of your pecan pie.
Of your pecan pie.
Pecan pie. Would you like to go to the movies with me tonight?
Would you like to go? What?
Not to repeat, please, to answer.
Well, I'd love to, Harry, but I can't.
What do you have? A hot date?
Yes, actually.
I felt strange about it.
Why?
Well, because we've been spending so much time together.
Oh, I think it's great that you have a date.
Is he actually in the friend zone and comfortable, and now she's seeing him differently? Because otherwise, why would she feel awkward about telling him? Unless she's like, is this a breach of
Harry,
what we've been building?
Get out there too.
Oh, I'm not ready.
You should.
I would not be good for anybody right now.
It's time.
Uncomfortable night of my life.
So, it has to go this way.
Ugh. I mean, hell, look at this space, though.
You only had one date. How do you know it's not going to get worse?
How much worse can it get than finishing dinner, having him reach over?
How much would this flat even be?
She's a very nice person. And we're sitting and we're talking in this Ethiopian restaurant that she wanted to go to. And I was making jokes, like, hey, I didn't know that they had food in Ethiopia. This will be a quick meal.
Oh my God.
So I downshift into small talk. And I ask her where she went to school, and she says Michigan State. All of a sudden, I'm in the middle of this massive anxiety attack.
Helen went to Michigan
Wow.
State?
No, she went to Northwestern, but they're both Big Ten schools.
Oh, wow. So his brain did a lot of leaps to connect that to Helen. Yeah.
It might be months before we're actually able to enjoy going out with someone new. And maybe longer before we're actually able to go to bed with someone new.
Oh, I went to bed with her.
I didn't have a problem with that part. I just cried after. Helen did it better. Ah!
You're afraid to let yourself be happy.
Why can't you give me credit for this? This is a big thing for me. I never had a relationship with a woman that didn't involve sex. I feel like I'm growing.
Are you finished?
Hey, I got a whole stack of quarters and I was here first.
We're not.
Was two.
We're not.
Was two.
I'm growing. Fights with child.
I can say anything to her.
Are you saying you can say things to her you can't say to me?
I made love to this woman, and it was so incredible. I took her to a place that wasn't human. She actually meowed.
What?
You made a woman meow?
I can say these things to her.
You made a woman meow?
He's still hung up on that. That's hilarious.
Why are you getting so upset? This is not about you.
Yes, it is. You are a human affront to all women, and I am a woman.
Hey, I don't feel great about this, but I don't hear anyone complaining.
Of course not. You're out the door too fast.
I think they have
That's a
an
good
okay
point.
time.
How do you know?
I mean, how do I know? I know.
He's confident in his swordsmanship.
How do you know that they're really?
Uh-oh.
Are you saying that they fake orgasm?
It's possible.
Get out of here.
Oh no, she might shatter his world.
Never faked it with me.
How do you know?
Because I know.
Right. That's right. I forgot. You're a man.
Are we gonna test this theory? Is that making you curious? What is happening here? Oh no. Oh. Oh. She's gonna fake it right here.
Oh. Yes. Oh. Oh, yes.
She's definitely came out of her shell, man. But what a way to prove a point.
I'll have what she's having.
Love it. Nice way to cap that off. It's like the Merovingian made her salad. He never even considered that possibility. Wait, that's the... I'm gonna get so much flack for this. I was like the tree from Hawkeye. Oof. Anyway, I wonder what that did to him, man. Like how he actually took that. Because now he's just like, what if she's right? What if I don't know?
I like you without your beard. You can see your face.
It is my face.
Well, he looked pretty good with a beard.
I really want to thank you for taking me out tonight.
Now he looks like he might be Batman. Which one's feeling it? Or are they both? Or is he at attention? Oh, they both felt that. Oh, who are you gonna kiss? You just gonna grab some strangers or? Oh, that's a good New Year's movie then, considering we just kicked off the new year. Oh, there you go. Roll credits.
Well, he was a head counselor at the boys' camp, and I was a head counselor at the girls' camp.
And while Jason Voorhees was drowning, we were shacking up in the storage unit.
Because people were always crossing rooms to talk to Maxine. But he was coming to talk to me.
Aww.
I'm Ben Small of the Coney Island Smalls.
At that moment, I knew. I knew the way you know about a good melon.
$60 I spent on this big, stupid arrangement of flowers, and I wrote a card that I planned to leave on the front table where Arthur would just happen to see it.
She's still trying. Hey, it's what they were talking about before. Is like what happens when the person you want. I don't know if she just likes taking men Or this is that situation that they were talking about before where, you know, you miss your shot and then whoever you feel like you were meant to be with is with somebody else for the rest of their lives.
When someone's not that attractive, they're always described as having a good personality.
She could be attractive with a good personality or not attractive with a good personality.
So which one is she?
Attractive.
But not beautiful, right?
Oh my God, he's still trying to figure out, how are you not trying, man?
Kind of a wake-up call for the city of New York, you know?
What do you mean by a wake-up call?
Well, he's saying we've actually got people in the city by design.
Oh, wait, did they set each other up with a friend of theirs?
Let's just say I'm really just not a big fan of Jimmy Breslin.
Well, he's the reason I became a writer, but that's not important.
Doesn't seem like that's going all that well.
You and Marie are both from New Jersey.
Really?
Where are you from?
South Orange.
Haddonfield.
Oh.
Oof.
So, what are we gonna order?
Restaurants are to people in the 80s what theater was to people in the 60s. I read that in a magazine.
What if
I
they...
wrote that.
Oh!
I also wrote Pesto is the quiche for the 80s.
Get over yourself.
I did.
Where did I read that?
I know his voice. I don't recognize his face, though.
Do you think you could go out with him? Because I feel really comfortable with him.
Oh,
You
yeah.
want to go out with Jess?
Wow,
If it would be
that
all right with her.
backfired. Or fired.
Sensitive, he's going through a rough period. I just don't want you to reject him right now.
If you don't think you're gonna call Marie, do you mind if I call her?
But for tonight, you shouldn't. I mean, Sally's very vulnerable right now.
Oh my God, they're saying the same things.
Well, I don't really feel much like walking anymore. I think I'll get a cab.
I'll go with you.
Great.
Oh my God! Dude, he was like, well, just that close to just spinning tires too, that taxi driver. 4 months later.
I have to get this. I have to get this.
We're here for Jess and Marie.
I know. We'll find them something. There's great stuff here.
Oh, they are still together 4 months later.
Pull off the dogs. The hunt is over. Sally.
Karaoke machine.
The lyrics right here.
Story with a fringe on top.
Yes, perfect. Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry. Nosy folks will peek through the shutters and their eyes will pop.
Street brown, the dashboard
Helen.
genuine leather.
I don't know why else you'd make such a deadpan, scared stare.
It's my voice, isn't it? You hate my voice.
I mean, you're really off key.
Oh, hate him.
It's Helen.
Helen?
Ooh!
How are you, Harry?
Fine, I'm fine.
This is Iris Stone.
I'm sorry. This is Sally Albright, Helen Hilson, and Ivor.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Well,
Not awkward at all.
Nice to meet you, Ira.
You okay?
She looked weird, didn't she? Trust me, she looked weird. Her legs looked heavy. Really, she must be retaining water.
Harry.
I like it. It works. It says home to me.
well, let Harry and Sally be the judge.
It's nice.
Case closed.
Sally.
I don't object to any of your things.
If we had an extra room, you could put all your things in, including your bar stools, and I would.
Honey, wait, honey, wait. You don't like my bar stools?
Oh no.
You know, it's funny. We started out like this, Ellen and I. We had blank walls.
Oh,
we hung
God.
things, picked out tiles together.
Oh no.
I want our friends to benefit from the wisdom of my experience. Right now, everything is great.
Oh no.
That sooner or later, you're gonna be screaming at each other about who's gonna get this dish. This $8 dish will cost you $1,000 in phone calls to the legal firm of That's Mine, This Is Yours.
Harry.
I'm so glad that my separation didn't involve any of that. It was probably as amicable as it could have been. There was no competition over anything.
This stupid wagon wheel Roy Rogers garage sale coffee table.
I thought you liked it.
I was being nice.
He just bumped into Helen.
So I'm kind of curious because obviously this is my first time going through this. Like I've seen so many things like call back to this.
That wagon wheel coffee table.
I've seen so many things like imitate certain little reactions little lines, scenes, deliveries, and stuff like that. Did that a lot of those come from this? Like that little like storm out, the I'll have what she's having.
You don't have to take your anger out on me.
Oh, I think I'm entitled to throw a little anger your way, especially when I'm being told how to live my life by Miss Hospital Corners.
What the hell?
You never get upset about anything.
Don't be ridiculous.
Well, have you slept with one person since you broke up with Joe?
That will prove I'm over Joe because I fucked somebody. Harry, you're gonna have to move back to New Jersey because you slept with everybody in New York. I will make love to somebody when it is making love, not the way you do it like you're out for revenge or something.
Are you finished now?
You got her upset? He saw what he said he never saw.
Yes.
Anger looks good on you.
I'm sorry.
Aww. Oh!
Don't say a word.
He's getting rid of it.
But monkey see, monkey do. It's an ape, going ape. It's a baby. Planet of the apes.
It's a, what?
It doesn't look like a baby.
We've already confirmed it is a baby.
Baby ape. Stop with the ape.
Baby spit? Baby vomit?
Won't you come home, Bill Baby?
Baby, kiss the baby.
Melancholy babies.
Baby fish.
15 seconds.
A big baby.
Baby boom.
Baby.
Cry?
Baby spitting up. Exorcist baby.
Shit. Exorcist baby.
That's it. Time's up.
Wow.
Baby talk.
Baby talk.
Oh.
But baby fish.
Yes, it is.
Final score, our team 110, you guys 60.
Damn.
I can't draw.
No, that's
It wasn't. You were not the problem.
You're wonderful.
Oh.
All right, who wants coffee?
Oh.
I do and I love
Do
you.
you have any tea? One tea.
Industrial strength.
Oh, now they're.
Look like a baby to me.
Which part?
All of it.
Emily's a little young for Harry, don't you think?
She's young, but look what she's done.
What has she done?
Does Julian seem a little stuffy to you?
He's a good guy. You should talk to him.
Oh, they're both critiquing each other's others at the moment.
You all went to a Met game together?
Yeah, but well, you know, it was a last minute thing.
But Sally hates baseball.
Harry doesn't even like sweets.
I know him better than these people. What is going on? What is happening?
Of course, when I asked her where she was when Kennedy was shot, she said Ted Kennedy was shot?
No.
Could you come over?
What's the matter?
He's getting married.
Who?
Wait.
Joe.
What?
I'll be right there.
Ha? What?
Hi.
You
Oh.
all right?
Clearly. Very okay.
I need a Kleenex.
Okay.
Okay.
I imagined it was going to pan down to an entire pile right there.
I really am over him. I can't believe I was ever remotely interested in any of this.
Oh, sorry. Her
She works
Helen.
in his office. She's a paralegal. Her name is Kimberly.
The one that didn't originally want any of that.
All this time, I've been saying that he didn't want to get married. But the truth is,
He just didn't want to get
he
married to
didn't want to
her.
marry me.
Hmm.
He didn't love me.
Wow.
If you could take him back right now, would you?
No! What's the matter with me?
Nothing.
I'm difficult.
I'm difficult.
No, I drove him away.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna be 40.
When?
Someday.
Someday. Oh.
And it's not the same for men. Charlie Chaplin had babies when he was 73.
Dude, who was it? Robert De Niro just had a kid, didn't he? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Oh, come here. Come here. Oh, go ahead. It's not one of my favorites anyway. I'll make some tea.
Harry, could you just hold me a little longer?
Oh, sure.
Hmm. And again. Oh, they went the whole mile, man. Dude, he looks like he just fought a war.
Sure.
What's going through his mind, man?
Do you want something to drink or something?
Oh, is he thinking about how fast he needs to get out of here? Is that running through his mind? Or is he just, I don't know what to do now? The post-nut clarity kicked in. He's like, oh shit, what did we just do? What, meanwhile, she's glowing. But did she have to fake it?
You have all your videotapes alphabetized on index cards?
You want to watch something?
No, not unless you do.
It's okay.
He's just curious and fiddling through her stuff.
Do you want to go to sleep?
Okay.
How many of you are back sleepers? Can't do it. Is he gone? Wait for her to go to sleep to ditch, or is he ditching now?
Go home, I gotta change my clothes, and then I have to go to work, and so do you. But after work, I'd like to take you out to dinner if you're free. Are you free?
Yes.
Oh!
Fine, I'll call you later.
Fine.
Fine.
Are we okay? God, since he was like deer in the headlights there afterwards, I'm just wondering, or what if she was just bad? What if he faked it? That would be wild. Oh no, what is happening?
Hello. I'm sorry.
They each have a phone?
Are you all right?
No, and I know would call at this hour.
I did something terrible.
Oh!
What did you do?
Oh, this is great.
Before I knew it, we were kissing,
To make
and
a long
then
story short,
we did it.
They did it.
How was it?
The during part was good.
I thought it was good.
But then I felt suffocated.
Then I guess it wasn't.
Felt suffocating.
Never go to bed with anyone when you found out your last boyfriend is getting married.
Who's that talking?
Who?
Is that Jess?
Oh no.
It's Brian Gumbel.
Wow. Smooth.
I mean, it's so early.
But call me later if you want.
I'll call you later, okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Tell me I'll never have to be out there again.
You will never have to be out there again.
Meanwhile, doodly doodly doo.
I'll just say you made a mistake.
They're separated.
It was a mistake.
Oh God.
I just hope I get to say it first.
I hope she says it before I do.
It was a mistake.
I am so relieved that you think so too.
2? You probably shouldn't have said that. Is this gonna end like Casablanca though? Now I'm thinking about that.
It is so nice when you can sit with someone and not have to talk.
Well, Sally and me, we'd already heard each other's stories. But once we went to bed, we didn't know what we were supposed to do. You know?
Sure, Harry.
Oh. Is that what all that was weird about it?
We're just too late to have sex. You know?
That's an interesting way to look at it. We've already done all the normal relationship things except the thing. Or putting a label on it. Damn, look at them though.
Is he seeing anyone?
He was seeing this anthropologist, but...
Are they not talking now?
What does she look like?
And now she's...
Pretty, big tits, your basic nightmare. What do you think?
Gorgeous.
Oh, Marie.
Tell the truth.
It's
No.
just beautiful.
It's hard to make Carrie Fisher look bad. Well, and here they are.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice ceremony.
Beautiful.
How much time has passed since they had that little dinner talk?
I mean, are we gonna carry this thing around forever?
Forever. It just happened.
It happened 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks.
You know how a year to a person is like 7 years to a dog?
Yes. Is one of us supposed to be a dog in this scenario?
I think both of you.
Who is the dog?
You are.
Good job, guy. Come on. We're not doing this here.
What do you want from me?
I don't want anything from you.
Fine. Let's just get one thing straight. I did not go over there that night to make love to you. But you looked up at me with his big weepy eyes. Don't go home tonight, Harry.
What are you saying? You took pity on me?
No,
Oh
I was...
my God.
I I'd like to propose a toast to Harry and Sally.
Oh.
If Marie or I had found either of them remotely attractive, we would not be here today.
What a toast! Rude.
A merry little Christmas. Let yourself be light.
Now we're echoing scenes we saw before, but now they're not there for each other.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
It is also the season of groveling, so if you felt like calling me back, I'd be more than happy to do the traditional Christmas grovel.
He's trying. That's what I remember as a kid.
If you're there, please pick up the phone. I really want to talk to you.
He's still trying. It's more than we can say about the old him.
B, home but don't want to talk to me. Or C, home, desperately want to talk to me, but trapped under something heavy.
He does have an interesting charm about him.
If she wants to call me, she'll call me. I'm through making a schmuck out of myself. If your feelings... Don't be afraid to just phone. Call me and I'll be around.
What do you want, Harry?
Nothing. I just called to say I'm sorry.
Okay.
For what part? You were doing all of that just to say I'm sorry.
We could be together for New Year's and it could, you know, what
I can't do this anymore. I am not your consolation prize.
Damn. I don't think that's what this is, though. But that's probably how it feels because of the way he freaked out at that point.
What's so bad about this? You have Dick Clark, that's tradition. You have Malamar's, the greatest cookie of all time.
Never had one. Oh, 1 out of 2 is not too bad.
Don't get around.
I don't know why I let you drag me to this.
The guy says, read the card.
I don't get it, but I'm just gonna laugh anyway.
I'm going home. You'll never get a taxi.
Oh, that was good. I'm going home. You'll never get a taxi. Right back into it. Did he get an ice cream in New York in December outside? Hey, I don't live in New York. I've never been to New York, but I feel like that is insane to do.
You realize, of course, that we can never be friends.
Why not?
What I'm saying is that men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
That's not true. Well, I guess we're not gonna be friends then.
Guess not.
I won.
Is he gonna storm in?
I'm going.
It's almost midnight.
Taxi! Taxi!
Like she said, chances of getting a taxi right now are insane, I would imagine.
Might never be me. Might never be tried.
Run, man! I was about to say, channel your inner Tom Cruise, but maybe Tom Cruise was channeling his inner Billy Crystal, now that we're looking at it. He made it! Let's go.
I love you.
How do you expect me to respond to this?
How about you love me too?
Tell me you love me and expect that to make everything all right.
How about this way? I love that you get cold when it's 71 degrees out. I love that you get a little crinkle above your nose when you're looking at me like I'm nuts.
Like she is in that moment.
I love that you are the last person I want to talk to before I go to sleep at night.
Aww.
I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
Oh, wow. Are you saying what I think you're saying?
I really hate you.
Do you, though? Kiss the bastard! There you go.
My whole life, I don't know what this song means. I mean, should old acquaintances be forgot? Does that mean that we should forget old acquaintances? It doesn't mean that if we happen to forget them, we should remember them.
Well, maybe it just means that we should remember that we forgot them or something.
Anyway, it's about old friends. No, you didn't hate me. I hated you. And the second time we met, you didn't even remember me.
He did. He 100% did. He was playing coy.
And then we fell in love. 3 months later, we got married.
Yeah, it only took 3 months.
12 years and 3 months.
12 years and 3 months.
Tears, and there was this very rich chocolate sauce on the side.
Right, because not everybody likes it on the cake because it makes it very soggy.
Particularly the coconut.
Oh my God. Oh, that was so cute. I mean, it's a classic for a reason, right, man? Like, what was like? They started off as this like, the almost polar opposites, and then fate just kept bringing them back together, This idea that, you know, they were just oil and water, you know, never meant to mix. And then slowly those barriers over time through all these different things as they grew as people, as they experienced these things, encountered everything else, you know, they kept bumping into each other. And then they just kind of, you know, again, we're like different people all throughout our lives. So much so that she I would never have said anything like that. When he called her out on who she would have stayed with at the end of Casablanca if she was the lead. She was like, no, I wouldn't have said that. You know, when we know as the viewer, and he knows, she 100% did. I mean, that would stand out like a sore thumb because that's an odd thing to say, I feel like. You know, it's like all these different things, and then eventually they become, through all these experiences, this perfect match. But because of everything else going in their lives, you know, they kind of start from this place of friendship, and they try, because that was the whole point, right? Can a man and a woman be friends and even have an attraction and still be friends, or acknowledge that an attraction exists? You know, and that dichotomy, you know, was challenged all throughout this. And there's just this building, rising tension. And you also see that the closer they get, the more critical they become of the people the other is dating. He doesn't like that. She would never do that. Like, as they were like with these different partners, and the way that their big exes would impact him in this other way, but they were always there to kind of see them through it. And then when that finally happened to her, because he got hit with that wave first, you know, he was there for her in that moment. It all just kind of crumbled. You know, and that wall that kept them from entertaining that idea between the two of them broke down. And then they didn't know what to do with that, because that very much can cause a problem. When you have a relationship like that, like throwing sex in the mix, definitely has a high chance of completely shifting the dynamic, like altogether, when you look at somebody in a completely different way, or that line gets crossed. And how do you go back from that? And also that feeling of awkwardness when you are that close, and then you finally, you know, cross that bridge together, and then you're just like running through, well, what do I do now? Because all of your typical like post-sex like rituals kind of don't necessarily work here. It's like going into a date having already gone on the date. You know all the stories that they tell, that you know all the things they like, they don't like. You know all these other things. So he was like looking around the room, and maybe that's why he reached out to her little thing. He was like, oh, you alphabetized your movie collection. Because I think he was just trying to find something to talk about. It wasn't so much that he needed to get out in the way that his previous relationships that he described, but it was more that he just didn't know what to do. It was a weird feeling being in that place, because they're going in their relationship in the reverse way that most people enter their relationships. She took it all in pretty good stride, but he didn't really know what to do. And I think that's very relatable, I would say, as from the guy's perspective. Like, what now? You know, I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. I see how this is like that dream thing. You know, everybody wants their other to be their best friend. And sometimes every time and I've never had this myself, like starting from the place of a friend and then working into that in that way, it always comes from this level of attraction, and then you go through the swings of getting to know one another, and from there you just kind of you test those waters on and on and on and on until you either make it or you hit a breaking point. I'm glad that at the end of the day though, like it didn't like completely trash this, because I was worried about this, because again, I had no idea like how this ends, like what this story was. I know the tale of Harry and Sally and all that kind of stuff is this thing that stuck around for all this time, but like Casablanca, I mean, because it kept getting referenced in it. It was their favorite movie to watch together as well, or even reference for that matter. So I didn't know if this was going to be the modern day version of that, and we would have kind of like a bittersweet kind of end kind of thing. I don't know. They had an amazing chemistry together. Like they really worked really well together, and this movie was so hilarious. The comedy throughout this, and again, like I mentioned, kind of the reaction. Because of when this came out, I can't tell you, because I know I've seen things reference some of these scenes, like her having the fake orgasm in the diner, the I'll have what she's having, you know, his little thing. I was like, I was being nice, and then a bunch of other shit. I don't know if that's been done before, but I know I've seen those things echoed, and I wonder if those are all homages to this. There's this like idolization of the friends to lovers kind of thing, and I love that trope. I love it to death. Like when they're so like perfect together, but maybe they don't realize it yet, because in that way you're going to have like a very strong foundation, and maybe even the best hope of having a successful relationship by the end of it, you know, when you come together in this way. But I like how that's also their story. You know, that's not everybody's case, because we had the movie interspersed with all these relationships that all started in very different ways, or started, stopped, and they found each other again. Like the one guy who went through, like, he divorced the same woman he is currently with, and between there he had a bunch of different relationships, even a whole other marriage, and then individually wound up back with her. We had the one guy who just saw her from a distance and was arranged married to this woman, and they are still together. You have the high school sweethearts, and then you have the people that they found each other way later in life, and then they're like, hey, let's do this. We saw a bunch of different kinds of relationships echoed from these little sit downs, and then we sit down with them at the end after having seen their story, which in a way, because this had this through line of like, can a man and woman who find each other attractive be friends without having sex, or the drive or the intention to have sex, or to even pursue a relationship? Can they simply be friends? Their answer is no. So I'm wondering how people kind of feel about that, because I think, like, I don't know, sometimes even I do feel like in some way, maybe it's an instinctual thing, that even sometimes to the point of just the people that we keep in our lives, there is some level of attraction, and they can go in a lot of different ways, from the things that they like, where I'm attracted to people that like similar things, so I bring them into my orbit. Like, it doesn't always have to be the physical, and how you choose your friends, the people that you keep close, and all this kind of things. And also, I think in a lot of part, who you actually pursue as far as when you're looking for partners and such. So I do think there is some element of that does bode true in some way, shape, or form, at least. I do think that it is possible, despite the way this movie turns out, to find somebody attractive, but not want to pursue something romantic with them. How do you guys feel about that? I do know that there have been friendships that have started from a root of, well, let's see where this goes because I found them attractive. And I don't know if that's just like a guy thing, because I know there's always that fear, you know, when I've talked to some friends of mine, and I've seen it echoed all across media and the stuff like that, this idea of like, oh, that moment, this, you know, these guys are only interested in you in the pursuit of that eventuality. They are only your friend because they're hoping to get close enough to manifest a relationship. But then once that they try to cross that line or make that connection, they finally put that out there, and then the rejection happens, and then that all is destabilized, and it just like sex just changes everything altogether, because now your perception of this person is completely altered. It just completely shines like a completely different light on the entirety of that relationship. Like, how much of that was rooted in that? Was it always about this? How genuine was this? Because when they're not attracted to you in that way, that could change the whole, like, they lucked out in this movie because they were both attracted to one another. That was the magic that made this work. But a lot of those situations where there is this pursuit with that intent, but then that is not reciprocated, there's a lot of different ways that can, you know, have some fallout. And there was a little bit of that here, but it was coming from a different place once they crossed that line. But that was just because they already knew so much about each other, and it just kind of threw these curveballs that they didn't know how to deal with. They didn't know how to deal with it up until this point, because they've done through and gone through so much together, accept all of that. But then you also very much so have the very real possibility that those feelings are not shared. For the person on the other side that doesn't feel that way, potentially you've got this awkwardness you cannot shake. And then sometimes you have people that take that rejection really poorly, and then they're just gone forever. You know, some people can rebound from that, some people could push through it, some people could be like, okay, yeah, that's fine, and move on. But that's not always the case. And then at that point, what happens there? You just lost your best friend, or were they even your best friend to begin with? There's a lot of things that just kind of run through your head when this happens. And I'm guilty of that. I'll admit that myself. At least in my experience, I feel like that I was able to pick up whether or not that was ever going to be a possibility. And hell, sometimes after getting to know somebody, my feelings even change. And, you know, I feel like, I know that there were some times where there was the entertainment of potentially crossing those bridges or anything like that. And sometimes there was some acting on it, and sometimes there was rejection. You know, I've seen both sides of it. But at the end of the day, at least in my experience, I never had a friendship ruined over it. Even like with my breakups, I think outside of like 2, I'm still at least amicable with damn near everybody. I know that's kind of a rare situation. My experience may not be one to really wholly rely on. And this doesn't apply to like all of my female relationships or friendships or anything like that everything started because of this attraction. But I do know that some of them definitely did. But there's plenty of friends that I have that didn't start in that vein. But that's not the conversation that's been had here. It's like the whole thing, can you be attracted to them, but only see them as a friend? That's the duality that was at play here. Can that attraction exist, but not the pursuit? I don't know if I can say that that's ever not been something that's been in the back of my mind, at least a thought, at least a fleeting moment, at least. I can't say that that's maybe never happened. I don't know. I've never really thought about it from that angle personally. Because there's definitely people that I'm friends with that I would acknowledge are conventionally attractive. Maybe not my kind of attractive. Like I'm not attracted to them in that way. So then that also is not what this conversation's about. So I don't know if I have a situation that I can relate to the counterpoint argument of this movie to counter the trajectory this movie took. So I don't know if my experiences can disprove what he was saying initially. Is that can't be a possibility, but I don't know. It's a really interesting topic to kind of dive into, and I don't really have a lot of clear answers to kind of throw into the mix of this. I do think there are aspects of a lot of the conversations at play here that are true in different ways and in different wavelengths. But as far as the movie goes, I think the way that this particular tale, you know, the story of polar opposites eventually coming together, becoming these best friends, and then eventually realizing that at the end of the day, despite everything they've gone through together, and that everyone that they've gone through together, that the entire time, they, in the end, ended up being the best match for one another. I think that's a beautiful story to tell. And this story was carried beautifully by everybody involved with it, you know, from the direction to the music, the editing, just the way this movie was put together for what was essentially, especially by today's standards, a short movie. Like if you cut out the credits, beginning and end, this is less than an hour and a half. And it was really tight. And it told this story across many years between these two, from when they first met to where they wound up getting married by the end of it. And all these years, months, weeks, and events that took place within these gaps. They told it all so well. There's not a wasted breath, not a wasted moment. There is a lot of dialogue in this movie, very dialogue forward. A lot of the conversations are just so snappy, electric. There is almost little to no dead air in this movie. It is efficient storytelling. It was just really done so well. This is definitely one of the reasons why I feel like this movie definitely it stands the test of time, and why the people still reference this movie and why people still talk about this movie. I definitely see it. Again, outside of City Slickers, I don't think I've seen anything else with Billy Crystal, except for I think like the one time he had a guest appearance on Friends. 30 seconds if that, with Robin Williams for just a in and out scene in the Central Perk, and that was it. And I know there's 2 City Slickers. I don't know if I've ever seen the second one, but I know I've seen the first one a long time ago. As far as Meg Ryan goes, it turns out, because I looked this up between little cuts here, is that I've only seen her in Top Gun, excluding her voice role in Anastasia. I have seen Anastasia, but as far as all of her other live action work, this now and Top Gun are all that I've seen her in. And speaking of Bruno Kirby, I do not recognize him from anything in his filmography, but his voice sounds so, I don't know, so like seared into my brain, like his way of talking, like, I don't know, something about his voice just really stood out to me. He also looks like Mr. Sausage, or rather, Mr. Sausage looks like him. Oh, he also kind of talks kind of similar, so maybe I'm just thinking of Mr. Sausage. This was a fantastic movie, also perfectly fitting to watch at this time of the year. And I wonder if that was planned. Was that intentional, or did everybody just see, oh, When Harry Met Sally, and just went, yeah? Or were they like, this is a perfect New Year's movie to watch at this point? And if that is the case, do a lot of you guys watch this around New Year's? I definitely might be throwing this into my lineup every year now too, because this was a damn good movie to watch. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys, and pass it off to you. Sound off the comments, let me know your thoughts down below. We're carrying the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Manny Sherritt, York, Scott, Robert Onguiono, Jeffrey L, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, and Russell Crockett. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.